Welcome to another edition of the Catholic Weekly News. I'm Norma Pereira and here is the news from the week that went by. We are pleased to begin this week's bulletin with a little good news. Fatima A. D'Souza from Panjim celebrated her 103rd birthday on the 18th of March. Her family and friends got together to thank God for the gift of a long life. Father Regan celebrated Mass at her home in the morning. The birthday celebrations planned for the evening had to be cancelled because of the ongoing pandemic of COVID-19. Fatima is alert and healthy for her age. Let us listen to what her friends had to say on this occasion.
आवय बापायचो कुयदाद घेवपाक आमी विसरता केन्ना तरी मुगो पयशे आतां बोंगलो जाता ते बोंगल्यान घडी म्हजी माय पाय सोबना तेन्ना केन्ना हे आमचे कायदे मोडटात जेन्ना अरे म्हजी शेपाय शेमाय जाणटी जाली तांचे लागून वेळ कोण सारतलो आनी तांचो कुयदाद कोण करतलो तांचे दुयेंसां जातात तितले पयशे कोण मोडटलो नाका आनी हाका लागून जेजू सांगता आपुणे कायदे बदलूंक येवंक ना ते शांती पावंक आयला जेसान तर सांगलेले आवय बापायचो तांचो रेस्पेक्ट करात मान दियात तो कायदो आजू पासून उरता म्हाका दिसता जी खुशालकाय आवय बापायक जाणटेपणांत भोगतली ती ही हांवें म्हज्या भुरग्यांक धाकटेपणांत तरी इतलो परामर्श केलो जाल्यार म्हज्या जाणटेपणांत तरी मातशें तरी कुयदाद करतली काय कित्याक धाकटी जल्माक येता तेन्ना ती वीक आसता आनी आवय बापूय स्ट्रॉंग आसता आवय बापूय जाणटी जाता तेन्ना आवय बापूय वीक जाता भुरगीं तरणाटेपणान आसता ती स्ट्रॉंग आसता ह्या वेळार जो आपणे वावर केलो आपणाच्या भुरग्या पासो तो आतां ती करतात काय पूण हे चावंडे आसतले पयशे न्हय नेसप न्हय पूण बरी उतरां आनी बरो मोग दिवपास जाल्यार आमच्या मायेच्या जिविताच्या देण्या पासून मागुया की जिविताचे देणे तिका दिला आमी देवाक दिनवासुया कुटुंबान एक कायदे जे बरोय नासले कायदे आसात पूण घोडे आमकां क्रिस्तांव धा मानामेंतां मेळटात ते कायदे तांणी पाळल्या आनी हे कायदे पाळून जिवीत हांगा मेळ्ळां मातशें मुखार येवचें तुमी थंय उबे रावचें आनी मागीर हांव भायर
This good neighbor of ours, who completes 103 years today, and whom we affectionately call as Donna Antonetta, is a very refined lady, very loving and caring. I myself in my life have something to share here. Maybe about 2 years ago, she wrote a prayer in Portuguese, and she gave me, in her own handwriting, she wrote it. And she gave me that prayer, and she told me, you say this prayer every day. And believe me, whenever I think of it, I take up that paper and I say that prayer. I think she is able to live this long life primarily because, of course, it is God's grace. God has given her this life. But apart from that, I feel it is the care and the concern that is shown to her by her people.
Okay, so auntie, she's a very prayerful person. She is very happy, and even she makes others happy. She'll always tell us how to live life. She tells us how she has seen her life. She'll always teach. She's always taught me how to pray. She's always told others how to do it, and she's been very helpful to us. Since when I was small, she always took care of me. She always took care of Mama. Even though we were not there, she was always worried about us. She never made us feel like we are someone else. Like she always made us feel that we are our own family. I'm Delia D'Souza, and she's my grandniece.
I'm Fernanda Wallace, Mrs. Antonetta's neighbor who stays in the next block of the Pelican Apartments. I'm living here for the last 30 years. And during this time of my living here, I've become so very close to Mrs. Antonetta. Like, I feel so emotional about her. Like, her birthday comes, I'm so concerned about her birthday, her celebration. And I always pray for her. It's because it's a big privilege for us and blessings to have her for this 103 years. And I pray to God that God keeps her in good health without any sufferings, to continue in good health for many more years.
The prevailing pandemic of coronavirus has affected our lives to a great extent. Educational institutions of the state have been closed, so also large gatherings are discouraged. Last week, our Archbishop issued a circular. A prayer in English and Konkani was also sent to all parishes. Let us hear its contents, which were read out at every Mass celebrated last Sunday.
In the wake of the coronavirus COVID-19, Archbishop Philip Neri Ferrão of the Archdiocese of Goa and Daman has issued a circular on Thursday, 19th March. Here are some of the main points of the circular. Celebration of the Holy Mass. The faithful are dispensed from the obligation of participating in the Mass on Sundays and holy days of obligation. The faithful are advised not to go for daily Mass unless it is strictly necessary. They should in any case keep a distance of not less than a meter from one another. The following are strongly advised not to take part in the Mass: children and those above 60 years of age, those who have been having common cold, including cough, sneezing, runny nose or fever, those having ailments like hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, lung disease, cancer, etc. Those who have travelled from any of the virus infected areas outside or inside the country after the 1st of March 2020. Wherever Mass is celebrated, even with a tiny congregation, the priest must necessarily take the appropriate sanitary precautions. Communicants are bound to receive Holy Communion only in the hand. Holy Communion is to be administered only under the species of bread. Weekly or other such novena services in our places of worship are hereby suspended with immediate effect. Wherever possible, the celebration of the Mass is to be live streamed or recorded and then broadcast either by the respective parish or through the local electronic media. Private prayers in churches and chapels. Pastors are advised to keep the churches and chapels open during the day at least for a few hours with prior announcement, so that the faithful can come and pray privately. On these occasions, the faithful should maintain safe distance, not less than 1 meter, from one another and take the necessary sanitary precautions. There will be no hour of adoration organized in our places of worship either on 20th or 27th of this month, both Fridays. Meetings, programs of small Christian communities, associations, groups in the parish. All such meetings are to be suspended, barring those that are necessary. Gatherings and devotional practices. Community devotional practices like the Way of the Cross, the Santush Pasush, processions, recitation of the Rosary chaplets, home visits of the statue of Our Lady of the Medaglia Milagrosa, etc., as well as gatherings like on the occasion of retreats, penitential services, and even Lenten dramas and depictions are not to be held. The faithful are, however, encouraged to celebrate their faith as a domestic church by taking time to pray together as a family, either celebrating the liturgy of the hours, reading and reflecting on the sacred scriptures, reciting the rosary chaplets, and engaging in other devotional exercises, while also offering sacrifices to implore God's mercy during these difficult days. The sacrament of reconciliation. The use of the confessional should be avoided for the sacrament of reconciliation. The sacrament of reconciliation should be celebrated in an appropriate space which is not closed and which will facilitate the keeping of a certain distance, not less than 1 meter, between the priest and the penitent. The sacrament of the anointing of the sick and the viaticum. Priests will be available for the sacrament of the anointing of the sick and the viaticum whenever requested. Such occasions should avoid the gathering of many persons. The sacrament of baptism. Baptisms are to be celebrated taking the necessary sanitary precautions and with the participation of close family members only, provided they do not show symptoms of the disease or of a common cold. In case they or even the godparents show such symptoms, they are not to participate in the celebration. The sacrament of marriage. Marriage celebrations with large attendance should be postponed to a safer time. Funerals. Funerals are to be celebrated only with the participation of the minister and of close family members who are to take the necessary precautions. On the occasion of deaths, gathering in the house of deceased are to be avoided. Masses for the dead with the participation of a large congregations are to be rescheduled to a safer time. The above instructions are in addition to those issued earlier, where it was mentioned that the holy water stoups should be kept dry. It was also mentioned that on Good Friday, people should be discouraged from kissing the cross and could just bow before the cross.
The government is issuing various instructions discouraging any large gatherings. Authorities have been warning time and again that a lot of fake news is circulating on social media and has cautioned not to fall prey to it. The Archbishop of Goa and Daman is likely to issue fresh instructions to all faithful very shortly. All over the world, alternate arrangements are being made to all the faithful to hear daily Mass via media like YouTube, etc. Those who are not able to go for daily Mass, CCR TV 2 is telecasting the daily Mass either live or recorded every day. You can watch daily Mass on the local cable TV in Goa and on YouTube or by downloading the CCR TV app from Google Play Store. To receive a direct feed of the daily Mass in English or Konkani on YouTube, just WhatsApp your phone number to 9049 249 609 with your request of the language. And now for some news from around the world. In the week that went by, 6 Catholic priests from the northern Italian city of Bergamo died from the causes of coronavirus, and over 20 more have been hospitalized. The Bishop of Bergamo, Francesco Besci, said that the priests who succumbed to the disease did so while serving the community. Bergamo is located in the hardest hit province in Italy. After the church decided to suspend public masses in Italy in an attempt to stem the spread of the virus, some priests were captured on social media tending to their flocks, carrying the Blessed Sacrament through the streets and offering blessings to passers-by. Residents of Canada's major cities are uniting under a new term, caremongering, to ensure that those who need aid receive it in upcoming months. The term came about in opposition to scaremongering, the act of spreading ominous stories to instill fear which has been prevalent in the wake of COVID-19. These efforts arose through social media groups where folks in need can make requests while those with plenty of resources can make offers. The first such group was started by 2 residents of Toronto who wanted to bring the community together. They said, "Scaremongering is a big problem. We wanted to switch that around and get people to connect on a positive level, to connect with each other. It spread the opposite of panic in people, brought out community and camaraderie, and allowed us to tackle the needs of those who are at risk all the time, now more than ever." The solitary Facebook group has spread as fast as the coronavirus, with more than 35 such groups sprouting up nearly overnight. These groups now comprise of some 30,000 members across the country. They provide practical help, like helping a single mother to provide food for her baby. Another such group of cooks prepare food for the disabled, and there are many others similar helping one another. And that's all we have for the moment. We shall see you again with a new episode of the Catholic Weekly News next Sunday at 8 p.m. Thank you for watching and have a great week ahead. Stay safe, stay home.